Jai Shri Krishna to all. Welcome to Path to Anandam Gita series, Freedom from Pains and Miseries, to happy, healthy and peaceful life. Based upon 108 mantras to awaken your soul. And my questions and God's answers. Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Today our series number 98. Align your role with inherent qualities, with your true nature, with your qualities, your strengths. Ram to Guruji for his blessings and bringing us together. I'm Satya Kalra, your host and founder of Path to Anandam. And with Guruji's blessing, we are together here. And whatever you see on this page, it's all his guidance and his blessings. All these bestsellers on Amazon, the books and CDs, and spreading the message of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, it's all his guidance. So thank you very much, Guruji, for bringing me to that under your guidance and under your umbrella. Today, the Series 98. How to do my duty, how to perform my duty based upon my qualities, not the right of birth. This is based upon Gita's verses 18, chapter 18, verse 41, and then supporting verses are taken up to 46. Qualities and role of Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. So what are their qualities? What are their roles in the society? How and why to identify my qualities? What are the benefits of doing it? And how to apply in our daily life? What kind of practices we should do? Our homework and our sankalpa. I work according to my capabilities, according to my qualities. Meditation and question and answers. So let's all pray to Bhagwan Krishna Ji for his guidance as he guided Arjuna in a very difficult time when he was depressed, confused, worries. And he sought Bhagwan Ji's guidance with his humble request and surrendering to him. And he said, Karpanya dosho pahte-Svabhava prashyami tvam dharma sammood chetaha yachyasayisyani nishchitam bruhi tanme shishyasteham shadimam tvam prapanyam shishyasteham shadimam tvam prapanyam. And by listening, by hearing Arjuna's request, Bhagwan Ji poured him with unlimited guidance, infinite wisdom of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. And after listening to his complete sermon, Arjuna understood that what is his duty, and he must perform it, not as an action, not as a karma, but as a dharma. And then, after going through this blissful journey for his self-purification, transformation, and finally lifted his consciousness, he said, Karishye vachanam tav, I will do as you advise. So here is the English translation. My heart is overpowered by the weakness of pity. I have lost all my composure, and my mind is confused about my duty, dharma. I am requesting you to tell me what is definitely good for me. I am your disciple. I surrender to you. Please instruct me. So let's embark on that beautiful journey of learning about Bhagavad Gita, and not just learning the theoretical knowledge, but the practicing, how to practice in our life. So this is a summary of quotes which Hariharji Maharaj, Guruji, gave us occasionally to understand Bhagavad Gita. And this is pertaining to today's subject, that Gita is a step-by-step spiritual instruction manual to know the Varnas system, which is known as the caste system nowadays. Individual duties based on one's inherent qualities and applying in life to attain everlasting success and freedom from miseries and pains. Moksha, liberation, eternal happiness, peace, oneness, self-realization. It has many, many names, terminology for it. But ultimately, Sat Chit Ananda. Experience his presence in our consciousness, the eternal happiness, while living in the material world and beyond. So focus is now the blissful journey to higher self through practicing Gita's teachings, because we learn through his teachings of 574 verses, which are given in the chapter, 18 chapters, 700 verses, 18 chapters, mainly 3 yogas. So we learned about Karma Yoga from chapter 1 to 6, how to perform our duty. Then Bhakti Yoga, know about the power of supreme energy, supreme power, Vasudev Sarvam Iti. So how to perform our duty with love and compassion. And now we can experience his presence with Karma Yoga, with Bhakti Yoga. But now it is Jnana Yoga. How can we experience him with wisdom, with true knowledge? What is that true knowledge? Which is given in chapter 13 to 18. And we are at the very last chapter of Moksha Sannyas Yoga. And with that wisdom, we will get to the essence, that who we are, where did we come from, and how to reach there through the teachings of Bhagavad Gita and practicing. And this is how we will remove our ignorance. So welcome to chapter 18, Moksha Sannyas Yoga, path of renunciation and surrender. In other words, self-purification and self-transformation. By walking on this path of sannyasa and surrender. Because Bhagavad Gita is a royal road to liberation, which takes us from miseries to moksha. And moksha means experience Satya Chit Ananda. And this chapter is the ultimate summary of Bhagavad Gita. Because in chapter 2, Bhagwan Ji gave us the glimpse of the whole Bhagavad Gita, that what is he going to talk about. And now this is the summary, which he is giving us the messages in very different ways to re-emphasize what we have learned until now. So through this summary, how to reach ultimately from Vishad to Prasad and experience the self-realization or union with God. Or we can say that each chapter of Bhagavad Gita is yoga, means union. So how we can unite with supreme power, experience that I am Sat Chit Ananda. So today's verse is 1841. And how we reach to this verse? Bhagwan Ji had been guiding us from very beginning that we are byproduct of gunas, triguni maya, tamsik, raisik, sattvic. And then he explained until the verse 40, this chapter of 40 verse, all different type of triguni maya. Everything Mother Nature is even made with this sattvic, raisik, tamsik. Everything in the universe has these three categories: good, bad, and mixed. Goodness is the sattvic, bad is the tamsik, and in between is the raisik. Like food is three types: tamsik, raisik, sattvic. Knowledge is three types: tamsik, raisik, sattvic. When we speak, when we think, our thoughts have three categories. Our speaking skills have three categories. Everything is made with these three gunas. So now, in this verse, where he says, Brahman, Kshatriya, Vishan, Shudranam cha paranta, Karmani pravibhaktani, Svabhaya prabhevai gunai. In other words, the duties, activities of a Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra are divided into four categories based upon the gunas, inherent qualities, Svabhava, aptitude, and not necessarily as one's birthright, O Arjuna. So what he's saying, that there are four categories are put together: Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. Based on these gunas, as Brahmans are teachers, focus on education and guidance. Kshatriya, warriors, rulers, engaged in leadership and justice. Vaishya, the traders, the business, in other words, business people, focus on the financial part. And Shudras, the service providers, support the community. And here it's, it just gives the four pictures of this. You can see this is the traditional ones, where Brahman looks like this, Kshatriya looks like this, like Arjuna, where businessman looks like this. And here is the service community. And actually, this is also very good analogy is given with our body, that our head, where we have a thinking power, This is the part is called Brahman. Then our arms, our shoulders, this area called Kshatriya, because we use this part to hold all the instrument to protect the society, like Arjuna, bow and arrow held in his hands. And then Vaishya, these are the business people. So in order to maintain the life, it goes to the stomach area. Stomach is the area which, without the stomach, without the food, we cannot maintain our body. So stomach area is known as the Vaishyas. This, and then Shudras, the lower part of the body, which is we walk and we perform our activities, we go there different places, which supports the whole community, which supports our complete body, is known as the lower part of the body is Shudra. So let me further take, this is basically very general concept. But now if we go into details, this is the 4 essentials of the society. These are called as our Varna system, not the caste system, because people consider this or connotation, and then due to political reasons, these have been spread, divided into the caste system. But actually, it is our Varna system, where it shows Brahman, and then the traders, and then here is the Kshatriya, and then the Shudras, service-oriented people. So you can see that here, the 4 hierarchy of these people. And why is this a hierarchy? Because if we just go and look at the details about that, Brahman, they are known as the wisdom, knowledge. And these are all given in the verses. So I just put those, rather than putting the detail of the verses, I just have taken the summary of it. So these are the characteristics, hallmarks of Brahman. They are basically the sattvic people. Very pure soul, very calm, very forgiving. Totally, these you can call them sannyasis. But sannyasis which they still perform the action without any attachment. And they are the representation of wisdom, the true knowledge, and worldly knowledge as well, but ultimately the true knowledge which is given in Bhagavad Gita and many other Shastras. So therefore, their traditional duties are teaching, advising, performing rituals, because they're known as Brahmanas, so they perform the rituals as well. And their profession is what? Now, in old days, we call them Brahmin, which I showed there's a different type of clothes they were wearing, like a Brahmins. They look like Brahmins, but now in the today's world, in the society, these are the teachers, professors, researchers, like Albert Einstein, spiritual leaders like Dalai Lama, Swami Vivekananda, Ammaji, Swamiji. But in the world today, in the corporations, the CTO, Chief Technologies Officers, or you can say the head of the hospitals like doctors, they are all considered to be in that category because they are at the highest category. At the same time, Kshatriya, they are known as protectors. They protect the society like Arjuna. But they are the combination, they are the mixture of sattva and rajasic. So they have a sattvic nature and rajasic nature. So they have the rajasic nature as they are the passionate. They have courage. They have the leadership qualities. They are the decision makers. Along with sattvic nature, caring for the others, society, Vasudev Kutumbakam. So they look for the helping the society, love and compassion, all that. But at the same time, they have the leadership qualities. They are very courageous. And they are the governance. They are the administrators, multiple talents. Now, it's not that they are only the sattvic. Now, here the multiple talents means now they are combined with the courage, leadership. So, military officers, Nelson Mandela, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, Chanakya. Chanakya Niti is so popular in our tradition, in our culture, in our business, especially in the business arena. His guidance at the same time, so he was as a teacher, but at the same time, he was guiding, like Shri Krishna Bhagwanji, Arjunas. They are visionaries. They are the CEO of the companies because they have the vision. And they are also the chief operating managers as well in the society, in the organizations. But the third category, Vaishyas, they are the business people. They are more financial people. And here they have a Raisik and Sattvic. So now look at that. Here the more Raisik than Sattvic. Here the Raisik and Sattvic is equally in ratio. Here there is more Raisik because they are more profit-oriented people. They are more financial department management, I would say. And they have a vision how to work with their companies, organizations, financial department. They are the strategic thinker, entrepreneurs, because they have the business people. Now, so when we are talking about here, they have these qualities, they have these qualities, and they have these qualities. So now their qualities have increased. They become more visionary thinkers. Although here they are visionary thinkers as well. They are entrepreneur, here the entrepreneurship, they both have that. Steve Jobs, for example, Elon Musk, Mukesh Ambani, Ratan Tata, Warren Buffett, all these names are very familiar. Narayan Murthy from Infosys. These are all come under these categories. So they could be CEOs, they could be CFOs, they are the chief accounting officers. And then the last one is the Sudras, maintainers. Now here is they are more Raisik and more Tamsic. And they have some traces of Sattvic, but basically they are dominated by their Raisik nature. And why it is put Tamsic? Tamsic is here, even though the Tamsic nature is more ignorance. It comes as an ignorance. And here how it is used as, for example, the manual laborers or the service-oriented people, they don't have to have this kind of talent of vision or entrepreneurship or decision-making or courage, because they are guided. So these are like organizations, maintenance places. Labor, you can call it as, I mean, these people, you can call it as a white collar people. Here, you can call them a blue collar people. But basically, they depend for their knowledge from this higher management. What to do. They have given the instructions. They don't make their own decisions. Though they handle their own departments, but they are authorities are limited to only to their department, not to the entire organization. But it's not necessarily that the people at that category cannot reach there. For example, many people start at that level, but they could reach there because they have a potential. They might not have a mean to reach at that time or not ready for it. For example, Fred Smith, founder of Federal Express, started as a laborer. But with his wisdom, with his innate qualities, he reached there. So what it is saying is, this 4 categories are the 4 pillars of the society. And I would say this is the formula to build a healthy and harmonious team in the society, because society needs all these people, not just the organization. Society needs all these type of people. Family needs all these type of people. So now the question comes, what is my true strength? Where do I belong to? Where doesn't matter what place I am. But this is the question we have to ponder on ourselves. So by knowing this, what do we gain? We learn previously in first few verses that life is sacrifice, tappa, yajna, tappa, danam. We learned that. So here again, it's talking about the sacrifices more definedly, that how can we work by utilizing our strength, not the weaknesses. Once I know what is my strength, if I act according to my strength, then I will be more successful. So here it says in chapter 4, verse 45, Sve sve karmani bhirata, sansiddhi labte nara. One who attains the highest perfection, regardless of his caste or varnas and type of work, by sincerely being devoted to his own nature, which are born. We are actually born with some dominated personality. Then we develop differently. We put conscious effort to change, but certain people are born more Raisic nature, more Kshatriya nature. I call myself, I'm more like, my nature is more like a Kshatriya, more like Sattvic, but but I'm very passionate. So these people, once they take the assignment, you can give them the assignment and don't worry about it. They will finish the work regardless how they do it. So they have that courage, that wisdom to finish the job, very organized. But what do they get? They get the inner and outer satisfaction from job, from relationships, and have positive attitude. The other benefit is personal growth. They continuously strive toward improvement, whether it's the spiritual side or whether it's the career-wise. They will always be studying and doing, focusing on growing and self-improvement. And by doing that, they have more balanced in their life, and they also contribute to the society. So it makes the society more healthy, and also them as more healthy, more peaceful, and also create the more balanced society with all these pillars. And they consider as work as their worship, not as a burden. So performing one's duty leads to perfection and liberation of moksha, which is the eternal happiness, love, compassion, and this is how the society is filled. So it's not, they get the inner and outer satisfaction by doing for self-growth as well as helping the society. So now how to apply and practice in life? Again, I put the society here. This is my favorite diagram. And it says self-assessment. We should identify our strength and our interest. And we should accept our duty, our role, without comparing with others that I cannot do this, I cannot. And sometimes, we have a tendency. Like, for example, I compare myself like with very high level saints. And I say, why can't I be there? Why can't I do only this part? Why do I have to be involved with worldly things? And why can't I just spend 100% time and be one of those and all? So I do compare, but then it gives me this is not a comparison. This is the guiding light for me. I can call it as a corporate, what we call it as a stretch goals. So these are the stretch goals. One can set whatever area they are, whatever their interest is, skill development, focus on relevant skills. So whatever skills we need to develop to improve ourselves, it's a continuously progress. Like, for example, we want to be more expert in more calm so we try to do more meditation, study more spirituality and practice more. So this is all how we can do it. But also in the outer world is the same thing. If I need to learn more about the computer skills, more about the presentation skills, speaking skills, whatever one needs it, one should focus on developing the skills and then the contribution. Use your strength for society benefits. That is the key point I put it here. Practice in life. Align action. Perform action aligned with your nature. Not just because somebody else is a doctor and I have a quality of being an engineer, so I should become a doctor, and vice versa. And continuous improvement, enhance our skills and qualities, and collaboration. Work with others, whether we are in the corporations, work with other team members, and also with the others for the society benefits or the harmony in the society and also in the corporation. So to me, this is the formula to build a healthy and harmonious team and society. So all these 4 varnas must be present in order to be successful in life as well as in the society. In other words, when it gives the analogy of the body, so we should keep our head properly, our mind properly filled with the sattvic wisdom, knowledge. Then we should have a courage with use our arms, use our karma yoga. Then we should also balance our life with the daily means, whatever we need. And then the same time, we should service our body with yoga, meditation. All these are the services to our body. And similarly with society, etc. So then we could be healthy, happy, and peaceful. And same is the society will be. So now here comes how to practice. Again, have a daily spiritual planner to be aligned with our activities so we do not get sidetracked, because our goal is miseries to moksha. And now we are at the very last chapter of moksha. So we have talked about self-purification, means whatever shortcomings we have, we should focus on substituting with the divine qualities. And here again it says, आदत बुरी सुधार लो बस हो गया भजन. इतना तो समझ लो कि मेरी जिंदगी का पर्पस क्या है, हो गया भजन. And then transform by developing divine qualities. Do our action. And whatever we do for the benefit, Vasudev Kutumbakam. Surrender, surrender, surrender. And then we will experience. So again, here is the little bit more detail about it. Work as your Svabhava, your passion, your profession, whatever your Svabhava is, passion is, use that profession. And profession doesn't mean that the job I'm talking about. Studying spirituality is a profession as well. It's an inner profession. It's the true profession. To me, this is the ultimate profession. And then we grow, self-growth, self-satisfaction comes automatically as we saw the benefits. And then harmonious society, Vasudev Kutumbakam, eternal happiness of the individual, because one feels very prosperous. Prosperity does not mean the money in the bank and big homes and big cars, etc. True prosperity is, which will come later, but here is the verse, Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Partho Dhanurdara, Tatra Shri Vijay Bhutir Dhruva Nitir Matit Mama. Whenever there is the righteousness and the follower of the righteousness, wherever there is a Bhagwan Krishna and Arjuna, like we are the Arjunas, then there will always be prosperity, Shri, the prosperity. So that's what the true prosperity is. Name, fame, everything comes automatically. So we are on this path, learning from Bhagavad Gita. Then this chapter, liberation, moksha, self-realization, Chit Ananda. So we practice every day, one message a day. Read Bhagavad Gita in the morning or any other scriptures, whatever resonates with you. Take care of your body, do meditation, pranayam, yoga, exercises. And here, take one practice. Practice during the day. For example, silence. If you want to practice more silence, whole day you kind of focus on Om silence, Om silent, Om silent. And then you practice silence during the day. And then in the evening, you evaluate yourself. How did I do it? How much I improved? And continuously to stay on that path of improving. And if we go sometime backward, in other words, we could not practice that particular one point which we wanted to, or we could not develop that particular habit we wanted to do it, then don't pound yourself. Just pray to God. So in the evening, pray to God for giving us the wisdom to do it more. And in the morning, be thankful to God for waking us up and helping us to continue on this path. So after doing all this, before going to bed, just surrender, surrender, surrender. Sarva dharman paritaj. Mamekam sharanam praj. Aham tvam sarpapebhyo. Mokshashyami mashacha. Just surrender it. Because God says, if you are on this path, don't worry, I will take care of you. So He is there for us. So now the time for homework. Be aware and ask yourself, ask myself. Basically, it's the time of self-inquiry. With Swadhyaya Abhyasana, Gita talks so many times about Abhyasa, Abhyasa, Abhyasa. Chapter 12 is filled with Abhyasas. And what we have to do the Abhyasas? Here, become a Sakshi, witness, and live in awareness. To make sure, to remind ourselves that I have my supreme goal of self-realization. And then, do I know my qualities, my gunas? I put it here just as a reminder because we have spoken in chapter 14 in very detail. And then in chapter 17 and until chapter 18, verse 40. So by now, we actually know what are the tamasic, rajasic, and sattvic gunas are, and where do we stand, and which qualities we have to improve upon, coming from tamasic to rajasic to sattvic. So a lifestyle that is led with purity, with sattvic nature, in thoughts, in food, speech, listening, action, leads to the sattvic of goodness of heart and liberation, Chit Ananda. So the sattvic nature is the one which Bhagwanji says gradually go from sattvic and then go become the gunatit. No other expectations, no other thinking about it, just merge. So self-inquiry is the only path to self-improvement and reach higher self. So ask the question, clarify and misconcept of this caste system. So I put this again because many times debate comes in the society, in the people when we are standing and they say, oh, India is the caste system, so and so and so. And politicians and the system has really tarnished the image and deteriorated our Varna system by calling it a caste system, but basically it's a Varna system. So by learning this, we can say, no, it's not a caste system, it is a Varna system. So again, arise, awake, stop not until goal is reached. So now the time is our sankalpa. I know my qualities and my duties, and I work according to my capabilities. So I follow Gita's teachings. That's our sankalpa. And with sankalp prabhavan, we can gradually, shanai, we can move forward, but our focus has to be only in one direction, that happy, healthy, and peaceful life. And self-realization is the goal, Chit Ananda. But it's not a quick fix like turning on and off the switch. There is a lot of effort goes to bring the light at home, connect to the powerhouse. Similarly, put the seed of your sankalpa, learn from Bhagavad Gita and continuously flourish like a tree and bear the fruit of knowing who I am. So thank you very much for attending the session. Align your roles with your inherent qualities, your Svabhava, and then you will always be successful and be free from pains and miseries and experience your true nature, Chit Ananda.